There are two kinds of AI an ABAP developer can use right now, and most people are asking the wrong question about them. The question isn't which one is better, it's which one for what, because they're good at genuinely different things. And if you use both correctly, you produce better solutions than either one alone. Let me show you the split I actually use. Quick setup so this makes sense. On one side, you've got SAP native AI, Joule for developers. It's trained on SAP's own ABAP model. It's embedded right in your ADT or VS Code, and critically, it knows your system, your released APIs, your data model, your clean core rules, and it runs inside your SAP tenant. On the other side, a general purpose model, Claude or whatever you use. Trained broadly, strong at open-ended reasoning, knows a bit of everything, but it does not know your specific SAP landscape, and it lives outside your system boundary. That's the whole thing in one line. One has SAP depth, the other has general breadth. Everything else follows from that. So let's start with where the SAP native tool just wins. Flat out. Give it credit where it's due. Generating actual ABAP and CDS. When Joule writes a CDS view, it's suggesting the correct released API, following clean core patterns, respecting the S/4HANA data model. A general model is guessing from broad training. Joule is generating from inside your actual system. No contest. Catching mistakes in system. Joule flags a deprecated function module as you type and hands you the compliant alternative. It knows what released means in your release. A general model can't see that. Explaining gnarly legacy ABAP. Because it understands SAP semantics, Joule's code explain is genuinely better on real SAP objects than a general model reasoning about it from the outside. And the big one, governance. Joule runs inside your tenant. Your code and data stay in the CP boundary. For anyone in a regulated environment, that's not a nice to have, that's the whole ballgame. Hold that thought, it comes back. Now the other side, where does reaching for a general model actually make you better? Architecture and design conversations. Should this be wrap or a side-by-side extension, and why? The open-ended, think it through with me work. General reasoning models tend to be stronger there. You're exploring an approach before you commit a line of code. The non-ABAP layers, the JavaScript, the Fiori front end, the integration logic, the BTP glue, the SQL reasoning. Remember the whole full stack fluency is the future point? This is the tool for the parts of the stack that aren't ABAP. Translation and communication. Turning a messy business requirement into a clean spec. Writing the documentation. Drafting the explanation you give a stakeholder. Designing test scenarios conceptually before Joule generates the actual ABAP unit classes. And honestly, learning. Explain why this pattern is bad. Walk me through this approach. Rubber ducking a problem out loud. Great use of a general model. So here's the actual workflow. This is the part to remember. Use the general model for the thinking, design, architecture, cross-stack, communication. Reason out your approach broadly. Then use Joule for the SAP-specific production and verification. Generating the compliant code, catching clean core violations, working with the in-system context. You think it through broadly, then you execute and validate inside the tool that actually knows SAP. Breadth first, depth second. That's the combo that produces well-rounded solutions. But I need to give you the serious caveat because if you get this wrong, it doesn't matter how good your workflow is. Data governance. Do not paste proprietary source code, customer data, or regulated financial data into an external general model without checking your organization's policy first. That external tool lives outside your SAP boundary, unless you're covered by an enterprise agreement with the right data protections. This is exactly why Joule leans on it stays in your tenant as its pitch. So the practical rule is simple. Use the general model for abstracted reasoning. Describe the shape of the problem, not your actual proprietary code and data. And keep anything sensitive inside the governed SAP tooling. Get that boundary right, and you get the best of both worlds safely. Get it wrong, and you've got a compliance incident. Take it seriously. So, should ABAP developers use both? Yes, but not interchangeably. General model for breadth and thinking, Joule for SAP native depth and governed execution, and knowing which one to reach for in the moment is itself becoming part of the skill set. That's the thread through all of this, honestly. The AI fluent developer isn't the one using the fanciest single tool. It's the one who knows which tool the problem in front of them actually needs. If this was useful, it's part of a whole series on ABAP in the AI era. The clean core move, the tooling, the skills that matter. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.